Hey YouTube, Big Star 1000, back with what I hope is a new series. And I think I'm going to try to post at least one of these a week. I don't know if it's going to happen, but one can only hope. I want to call this revolutions. Revolutions um, because we spin records, so that's what we do. Records are CDs, so there's your idea of revolution, and you know when you listen to music, you're always in the you live with the hope that you're going to hear something that triggers a revolution in your head, or that sounds like it's revolutionary. And so it's a double entendre. It's a play on words, if you want. But okay, I'm going to show you 10 different things. What I am currently grooving to on stereo, and for the last few days I've had a little rediscovery of Bonnie Prince Billy, Will Oldham, and he's an artist that I've loved and listened to for many years. But in fact, I first got this when it came out back in 1999. So it's nothing really new. But I was talking to a friend who is into Bonnie Prince Billy, and we were just reminiscing how good the music was, and one of these moments where you thought, oh, I've got to go back and listen to these records again, because it can be like that. It's music is cyclical. You listen to something and then you forget about it, and this is an absolute masterpiece, people. If you haven't heard I See a Darkness, which I should probably take out of the thing so that you can appreciate the artwork a bit better. I See a Darkness is an album from 1999. It's what I would call old country noir. It's very dark, alternative country, very hushed, very quiet. Kind of takes you by surprise. The first few times you listen to this record, you just can't believe how powerful it is. But you don't. It's insidious. You don't really realize. You're listening to it, but it just sort of weaves its way into your subconscious. Bonnie Prince Billy is Will Oldham, this guy here. Will Oldham is a singer-songwriter from Louisville in Kentucky. Actually took the picture on the front cover of Slint's Spiderland. He was the camera person, and since we're on Bonnie Prince Billy, I've also been listening quite a bit to the Letting Go, which is his album from 2006, which is fantastic. I've got all these on CD rather than on vinyl. I've got a couple of Bonnie Prince Billy on wax, but these are the ones that I've been listening to. And this was recorded in Iceland, as the sort of indicates. It's fantastic, very beautiful sort of singer-songwriter based music, very delicate, And when I say alt country, alternative country, people when they hear country, they instantly think of Johnny Cash, but it's bands like Smug, Bill Callahan, Smug, or things like Bonnie Prince Billy or Wilco, perhaps, which take elements of country music but plays them into a completely sort of indie rock register, so to form a sort of totally new genre of music. It's fantastic. Bonnie Prince Billy, Letting Go, and I've also been grooving to. This is a part of the same bundle. A lot to this record here. Palace Brothers. There is no one what will take care of you. Palace Brothers are another alias for Bonnie Prince Billy. It's the same person. He has different bands: Palace Music, Palace Brothers, Will Oldham, Bonnie Prince Billy. There's another one that I seem to forget right now. And this is fantastic. This is from 1996 or something, or 1993. Sorry, yes. It's called "There Is No One. What Will Take Care of You." So it's an absolute fantastic record, masterpiece. So, what else have I been listening to? I spoke with this record in Gimme 10 Post Rock, but I have played this a number of times, and it's just kind of a rediscovery of sorts. This is Valtare by Sigur Rós, which is an album which I find is vastly underrated. I was talking about the hushed qualities of Will Oldham, but this is equally as hushed and beautiful and understated, and it sounds like what the cover looks like. It really does. I mean, this is a beautiful piece of art, not really, and the music inside is this ambient post rock. It's akin to some really delicate krautrock, for example, like some Cluster, Moebius and Roedelius has this kind of sort of ethereal, hushed quality. It's fantastic. This is from 2012, and I bought this when it came out in 2012. So I've had the time to digest it for a few years now, but it's a couple of years. It's very, very good. Sigur Rós. This I've just got today actually, but it's not a new record to me. But I've been playing it quite a bit, so I want to feature it and I want to talk about it a bit. This is the new Schematics for a Blank Stare. It's called Kiss of Death. Schematics for a Blank Stare is Mr. Jeff Greer, who is sort of pictured there, who is on the VC, Jeff Greer, and this is his new record, the record with his band, which is just sublime to me. I really love this, and I got a couple of copies from David Sequoia Flame. Thank you, David. I received the records, so as you can see if you're watching this video. I know you said that there might be a while, but they came in quite quickly. Thank you, Jeff Greer, for the dedication and the back of this record. I very much appreciate it. It's very. I feel very humbled. This is a record that fuses psychedelia and funk almost seamlessly. It's very, very, very groovy, very funky. Lots of keyboards, but also very psyche. Lots of psych guitar. David Sequoia Flame's got 100 of these. On Audible, Conundrum Records, Bandcamp. In fact, if you Google simply Schematics for a Blank Stare, his Bandcamp page appears straight away, so it's not very hard to find. If you like psych and funk, you would really love this, and I would really urge you to get this. So the reason I'm saying I've just got it today, but I've been spinning for a while, is because Jeff sent me a test pressing of this record at the end of last year. So I've had the time to listen to it a lot. So it's a new record, but it's not a new record. What else have I've been listening to recently? I've had a bit of a Grizzly Bear revival. I love Grizzly Bear. I've been following them since Yellow House. They're a really great sort of indie folk, sort of psychedelic indie folk band, and I've been playing Yellow House quite a bit, but the album that I've been playing the most recently is Vekatimest, which is the album after Yellow House. I think Yellow House was their first record, but I don't know. I think it could be the second. Anyway, this is the one right after. This is from 2009 on Warp Records. This is a double record. It's superb. It's a fantastic piece of music. It's kind of like a very refined sort of psychedelic indie folk. Uh, very, very, very highly recommended. Excellent records from back to front. Um, just very melodic. Very lots of sort of amazing choruses and just great bands. You know, I think they're from New York City. Grizzly Bear, I think. What else? Let me talk about Sun Ra a little bit because I went to see the Sun Ra Orchestra on Sunday night. They were playing at the Forum in Melbourne, and I went with Anthony Campione and Rick James Battery and another friend who is now on the VC, and the four of us went and we had a ball. That was a really fantastic gig. The Sun Ra Orchestra is basically, well, some remaining members of the Sun Ra Orchestra as it was from the late 50s, and obviously a bunch of newer players, but this has led me to play a lot of Sun Ra at home, and an album that I like playing a lot is Languidity, which is a very accessible record, and it's just very, very accessible. It's fantastic, kind of, lots of electric piano, lots of really, it's very easy to get into. It's not this sort of screeching jazz that sort of seems to go in all places. This is very, very focused jazz by Sun Ra. It's fantastic. So we went to see Sun Ra and we had a great time. It was just such a fun gig to be at. Okay, next, what else? I've been listening to quite a bit of Arto Lindsay recently. Arto Lindsay was in a sort of post-punk, what they call no wave, no New York type of movement band called DNA, and very famous. If you're into sort of New York post-punk, you would know about DNA, The Contortions, Mars, Lydia Lunch, Glenn Branca, all of them. Arto Lindsay was the leader of DNA, and he made lots of records under his own name after he left DNA. And I have a pair that I've been listening to a lot recently, Mundo Civilizado, and its companion piece, I think it's called Hyper Civilizado. So what these are, these are really great little packages that I just want to show, because these are, the box it's got these little, I don't know if they will pick up on the screen, but it's not a drawing, it's actual little ladder on the side there, and then it's like a case, like sort of a bespoke kind of case for the CD. These are from this is from 1997, 1996, 1997, and what it does is kind of art pop meets Brazilian music meets post-punk. It's kind of a sort of a mix. It's very, very cool. Really, really interesting to listen to. Arto Lindsay. And I've been listening to a little bit of Ambitious Lovers as well, which was his band after DNA. And these are remixes, which are, very interesting. There's lots of remixes from DJs, DJ Spooky, DJ Soul Slinger. Lots of people just taking his songs, Arto Lindsay's song, and actually putting some beats and stuff. It's very cool. So I've been listening to that. What else? I've been grooving to this compilation a lot, and I've shown this in the French jazz Guimiten, I think. I've got a blank. This is a recently released compilation. It was released at the end of last year, and very end of 2013. It's called Mobilisation Générale, Protest and Spirit Jazz from France, 1970-1976. It is a wonderful, wonderful compilation. Gathers things like the Art Ensemble of Chicago, Brigitte Fontaine, François Tusk, Magin, the Baroque Jazz Trio, the Full Moon Ensemble, Chêne Noir, like the who's who of French spiritual jazz. This is on Born Bad, as I said, very easy to obtain. I've got extensive liner notes about May '68 revolution and how France was under this sort of massive upheaval because of there was a student revolution, there was a workers' revolution. I mean, the graphics kind of illustrate this with the riot police there, and a big part of the problems came from the riot police. It's very, very violent. And there were other events like the Larzac, which was a French sort of, it was massive back in the day. They wanted to take that piece of land back, and it's just very interesting stuff. So this is a great compilation. I've been spinning that a lot. What else have I been spinning a lot recently? Oh, this record, I don't know, I've been giving this a lot of play for some reason. I love Julie Driscoll, I love Brian Auger and Trinity, and I've been playing this record particularly more than any other records. This is 1969 by Julie Driscoll, which, funny enough, is from 1971, isn't it? Or 72 or something. This Julie Driscoll was in Brian Auger, Julie Driscoll and Trinity. She then became Julie Tippett's. All the records are worth listening to. I find her fantastic. Her voice is amazing. This is kind of like a sort of a jazz soul with vocals record. It's very, very engaging. It's kind of progressive in parts as well, a little psychedelic. It's kind of a mix of things. It's got a really great band, produced by Giorgio Gomelski, who was Magma's producer, in case you... Julie Driscoll plays acoustic guitar on this. It's got Brian Godding on electric guitar. Keith Tippett arranged and played piano on this. Chris Spedding is on bass. Elton Dean is on alto. So you got all the cream of the sort of Canterbury scene, plus Julie Driscoll. This is an original pressing, German original, which is cool. And since we're talking about jazz, I've played a lot of Don Cherry recently, Don Cherry to me is one of the great innovators of modern jazz. I just can't help but be amazed every time I hear a new Don Cherry piece. Now, this is Organic Music Society. I could have picked another one. I mean, I've been playing lots of Don Cherry, Brian Rice, and other pieces, like things that he did with the Jazz Composer Orchestra and so on and so forth. And this I picked up quite recently. I wasn't 100% sold on it. Reason being, it's a very world music as opposed to jazz. It's not a jazz record, it's a world music record, like a world fusion record, much like what he did on Codona, for example. So I wasn't sure, but then if you don't buy this, if you like Don Cherry, don't buy this. This is going to run out, and it's already expensive. It's going to be. This is going because it was pressed once, and then it got repressed last year. And I tell you what, if you like Don Cherry, and I'm just showing it because if you don't buy this, it will be worth $100 within a month, and you won't be able to get it. So this is on Caprice. This is one of their very first example of world fusion, and yes, it does require your attention when you listen to it, but it's a fantastic record. But as I said, I could have shown any Don Cherry record because I've been playing a lot of Don Cherry as a whole. And finally, a band that I've been playing a lot of recently is also Boys of Canada. And I picked up a couple of the reissues, Joe Gaddy, Music Has the Right to Children, which is a masterpiece, more than this is. But I felt like showing you this one because it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at this. It's an amazing triple record, electronic music at its finest, really. I mean, you know, this package is it's just amazing. There's so many things to look at in there. Triple LP, very cheap to get, and yeah, Boys of Canada on Walt Records. So this is my Revolutions #1, and you know, if you feel like doing the same and you want to post a few records you've been playing recently, by any means. Derek does that a lot, but it's off the cuff kind of thing. It's just we'll talk and then he will show some records that he's been playing, and not many people do it. People do new vinyl finds, or you know, a video response to something, or they do a contest response, but there's not much of oh, this is what I've been playing recently, which should be the video. It should be the kind of video we make the most, because that's what we do. You know, like we should once a week just go, oh, here's my playlist. We never ever do it. Anyway, just a thought.